So you're looking at a key signature like this one, a crazy key signature, and you think, oh man, what key is that? That is going to be hard to remember. There are 5 sharps there, right? Well, there's a secret. Here's the secret. First of all, the thing to remember is when you see sharps, let's just talk about sharps for a minute, and then we'll talk about flats. When you see the pattern of these, they're always in the exact same order they have to be. It's going to be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and you're thinking, oh, there's no such thing as E sharp. Well, if you get into crazy keys, there are. So it keeps going. But they're always in the exact same order, which is why you can say 5 sharps. Because if there are 5 sharps in a key signature, it has to be these 5. They have to be in that order, or else something is very wrong. So it's easy to say, it's got 2 sharps. And I know that's the key of D because those 2 sharps are going to be F sharp and C sharp, the first 2 of this sequence. If there are 3, it's going to be F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. If there are 4, it's going to be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. I'm having a hard time saying the word sharp today. It's very strange. So they're always in the exact same order. So you look at a crazy key signature and you want to know what key you are in. If you're looking at sharps, okay, then here's the trick. Let's go to a simpler one here. The trick is take the last sharp that you see, the last one in the sequence. So this only has 1 sharp, so that's fine. So the last one is the only one. Take the last sharp and go up a half step. So this is an F sharp, so that means we are in the key of G, because a half step above F sharp is G. Let's look at another one. Okay, here we have 1 sharp, and it's always going to be an F sharp if there's only 1. So a half step above that is the key of G. Let's go to here, where we have 2 sharps. Okay, so we have 2, so we take the last sharp, which is this one in this case. So the last one is C sharp. We go up a half step, and we are in the key of D. And these are all going to be major keys the way we're figuring this out now. We'll talk about how to figure out minor keys later. So let's just all assume we're in the major key for now. Okay, how about this one? This is crazy. There's a ton of sharps. This is going to be hard to play. But the last one is this one, and it's A sharp, so this must be the key of B. So how does that work? Let's lay out some notes, shall we? So let's write a B major scale, and I'm not even going to pay attention to any of the accidentals. I'm just going to write B to B, right? Okay. There is from B to B, right? And I happen to know that it is a proper scale, major scale, because of the key signature. The key signature puts all the flats and sharps exactly where I need them. That's why it's the key of B. So let's check it out. So remember our crazy pattern, right? Half steps and whole steps. So B to C is a half step. That doesn't work, right? But nope, it's C sharp because they're right there. So B to C sharp is a whole step. C sharp to D sharp is a whole step, right? D sharp to E, there's no E sharp up here, so that's a half step, so that works. E to F sharp, because of that, is a whole step. F sharp to G sharp, because of that, is a whole step. G sharp to A sharp, because of that, is a whole step. And then A sharp to B is a half step. So our whole step, half step pattern lines up perfectly, right? Because of the key signature. The key signature makes it so. It basically, you apply this key signature to this pattern of notes, and it's going to bang them all into the pattern of the major scale exactly how we want it, right? Awesome. Okay, let's talk about flats. Let's just make a new... Actually, I'm just going to change this. Key signature. Let's do something like that. Ooh, that just got ugly really fast. Okay, so We can have flats in our key signatures, right? The same deal applies. They're going to be always in the same order. It looks slightly different. Let's get a really big key signature on here. There we go. So they kind of go on an angle down while the sharps kind of go on an angle up, sort of. So the order of flats is different than it is for sharps, but it is always the same. So there's an order for sharps and an order for flats. The order for flats is B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and then F flat. And you're like, C flat and F flat? That's crazy. Yeah, it's weird. But if you get into these really weird keys that have a ton of accidentals, then it can happen. So the pattern's always the same. Now, the trick to figuring out what key you're in is a different trick than for sharps. So for sharps, you take the last sharp and you go up a half step, and that tells you the name of the key. For flats, you have a slightly different trick. What you do for flats is you take the, this is kind of weird, but you take the second to last flat, and that is the name of your key. Okay, so this is the key of C flat. That's super weird. Let's get rid of that. That just stresses me out just looking at it. How about this one? A much more standard key. This is the key of E flat major, because the second to last flat is E flat, right? How about this one? We have two flats, right? So we take the second to last flat, and we have B flat. This is the key of B flat major. Okay. How about this one? Oh, this is an exception to the rule. This is the one exception to the rule, because we can't take the second to last flat here because there's only one, right? So with this one, you just have to remember this one. This one is the key of F. There's one flat, it's the key of F. So to sum up this whole thing, if you're looking at a key signature with sharps, you take the last one and you go up a half step, and that tells you the name of the key. If you're looking at a key signature with flats, you take the second to last flat, and that is the name of your key. If it only has one flat, your key is F. And if it has no sharps and no flats, your key is C. Those are the rules. So that is what the key signature is. On any piece of music, there's always a key signature, and if there's not a key signature, then there still is a key signature. It's just in the key of C major. Okay, with that, let's start talking about chords, specifically chords in major keys, and how these work. This is where we really start getting into the fun music theory stuff. So I am excited. This is the sound of me rubbing my hands together in like evil anticipation. Okay, let's dive into chords.